What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Wes, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Yes, you see the Patriot jersey right here, so we're gonna get into it right now. So there's been a lot to talk, and there's been some very good conversation about what coach did better for their young quarterback. Bill Belichick with Mac Jones for his second season, or Mike Vrabel for Drake May in his second season. Me personally, we don't even have to go that far in depth with it because just looking at it in general, we know what head coach did more for their sophomore quarterback. But now, in today's video, we're going to go over everything that the Patriots did for Mac Jones for his sophomore season and everything that Mike Vrabel has done for Drake May in his sophomore season. So if you guys like that, if you guys want to see that video and get my perspective of things, let me know down below. Tell me how much you appreciate the video, and we're gonna get into it right about now. Starting off with Drake May side of things, like we honestly don't have to really go over it because this draft pretty much just happened not that long ago, but we're gonna go over some of the things that Mike Vrabel has done for Drake May. Excuse me. As we already know, Will Campbell helped fix up that offensive line. Travion Henderson, an explosive running back out of the backfield, which should take some pressure off of Drake May. You have people like Kyle Williams, give him a speedster on the outside. Jarrett Wilson, again, shoring up that offensive line. Some young key defensive players who should be some solid rotational pieces for that defense. You have a kicker who will help Drake May. Like I said, kicker score points too. And if he has a reliable kicker that he can trust, maybe he doesn't have to feel like he has to play Superman every single time. So that's good. Another depth piece at offensive tackle, big guy, special teams guy, and pretty much probably a special teams guy as well. But that's not the biggest thing when it comes to what Mike Vrabel has done for young Drake May. We have to go into I'll get back to the top. The free agency class. First of all, Stephon Diggs, probably the best receiver that we've had. Even ACL torn, hurt knee, whatever, 32 years old. Probably the best receiver we had since Julian Edelman has been here. Then you have guys like Milton Williams, Cashin, Westonshire, Tunga, Moses, Carlton Davis, Robert Spillane, Harold Landry, even Josh Dobbs, Matt Collins, Epps, Bradbury, Gibbons, having Austin Hooper return, Hawkins, Farms. We ain't gonna talk about this guy right here because this brother was horrendous. Ben Brown was solid for us. And just that free agent class in general. Yes, was it a lot on the offensive side of the ball? No, it was not a lot on the offensive side of the ball. And that will kind of bring back what the Patriots did with Mac Jones in his first free agency. They went a lot on the defensive side of the ball. But the difference is between what Bill Belichick did in Mac Jones' first free agency, bringing back a bunch of defensive guys, and what Mike Vrabel did with Drake May and his sophomore season, bringing back a lot of defensive guys, is the Patriots pretty much stayed middle of the pack with their signings on defense. With Mike Vrabel, they were, I would say, they are a lot more difference makers on the team. Skill, as in a skill level, the players on defense upgraded a whole lot compared to what Bill Belichick did for Mac Jones. And just by having that upgrade, you're not putting so much pressure on Mac Jones to have to go out there and play hero ball. I mean, with Drake May doesn't have to play hero ball because he has a reliable defensive unit behind him to where he doesn't feel the need like Joe Burrow. If Joe Burrow don't score 30 plus, 40 plus points a game, his team probably going to lose because that defense is horrendous. even though the Patriots defense wasn't horrendous Mac Jones sophomore year, it really wasn't any like difference makers to where, yeah, we can shut down teams and he can go out there with the marginal upgrade that they made to that offensive team and go and compete. So going to Mac Jones, we have to go back to the 2021 free agency to get a general understanding of what happened in that 2022 free agency. So, brought in Hunter Henry, Matthew Judon, Kyle Van Noy, James White resigned. We brought in Nelson Aguilar. Lawrence Guy was brought in. Well, I think he resigned. Jonnu Smith came in. David Andrews resigned. Adams, we didn't do nothing for the Patriots. Nick Folk came back. Jalen Mills, Kendrick Bourne, Gottschall was here. Dietrich Wise resigned. Karras came over. Henry Anderson didn't even do nothing. Cam Newton resigned. Carl Davis, he was here, and you just to go down a list of people that were brought in before Mac Jones got here, which was a pretty solid haul, knowing that they was going to probably take a rookie quarterback. You had Cam Newton here just in case if you didn't, but they ended up taking Mac Jones, and that's a pretty solid haul. I wouldn't say is that the greatest haul of all time. No, but back then, as Patriot fans, we were just happy that they were spending money, and they upgraded over the previous year. You can't sit here and say they didn't upgrade over the previous year. They upgraded over the previous year. So that 2021 free agency was not that big of an issue. Then you go into, let's put this in. The 2022 free agency signings. Let me go to the ESPN one. And you see, re-signed Devin McCourty, brought in Jabril Peppers, Trent Brown, kind of showed up the offensive line. Nick Folk re-signed. They brought back Malcolm Butler. Ty Montgomery was probably their biggest offensive signing for this free agency period. Because as you see the rest of it, a lot of defense. And with Ty Montgomery being your biggest off-season splash for offense, we should have known as Patriot fans it was going to go downhill from here. And that's exactly what it did. It went completely downhill from everything that was going on. And can we blame that on the fact that we spent all that money the year before and there wasn't a lot of money left? Yes. Were some of those contracts kind of bad deals? Yes. Could the Patriots have done more to try to help Mac Jones in the situation? Yes. What's the biggest thing they could have done to help Mac Jones? Probably hire an actual offensive coordinator. That was probably the biggest thing. And that is the biggest difference between what Mac Jones had his sophomore year and what Drake May had is going to have his sophomore year. Actual coaches on the offensive side of the ball. Because the defense really didn't change when it came to coaches. Josh McDaniels left because he took the Raiders job, but not replacing him with a suitable offensive coordinator was a gamble not worth taking. And it was the gamble that Bill took, and ultimately it fucked them over. Just to be honest, it fucked them over. But that is only a tight little dent in what was the massive downfall for the Patriots. And when I say that, we're talking about the 2022 NFL draft. The 2022 NFL draft. Oh, man. You want to talk about a historically bad draft. If Bill was fired after this draft class, I would not have had any issue with it. This draft class was historically awful. I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying that the 2025 draft doesn't have the possibility to be bad too. We don't know. We haven't seen them play yet. But just looking at value, it was a terrible draft. Starting off with Cole Strange, Tennessee Chattanooga. The only reason why I knew about this college when they announced it because I went to Western Carolina, and Tennessee Chattanooga was in that same conference with Western Carolina FCS, the Southern Conference, and I seen Cole Strange play in college. So I was shocked. Because I think people say he had a 3rd round grade on him. Picked him at 29. I don't know who. Maybe, hopefully, this wasn't Bill being like, where I'm going to pick who I want. But this was not it. This was not it. Throughout his career, he played his entire rookie season, missed 7 games his sophomore season, and missed 14 games after that. And it has not been good for Mr. Cole Strange whatsoever in the league. Next, we can't even look at Tyquan. Yes, we can. We look at Tyquan Thornton. Then look, that's how bad it is. They don't even have a page on him. They do not have a page on Tyquan Thornton. Go look at highlights from Tyquan Thornton. Do they got highlights from him? No. Something has gone wrong. You want to know why something has gone wrong? Because he didn't do nothing while he was here. Did absolutely nothing while he was here. But we got Marcus Jones. Before I go on a rant, make sure his stuff actually pops up. Marcus Jones, even though he hasn't been anything crazy, he was still an all-pro returner. Yes, he's been hurt and missed a lot of games, especially his sophomore season. But at least he has done something for the Patriots. It may not have been an elite shutdown corner, but as a return specialist, he's made an all-pro. So I can't complain. That's more all-pros than I can say about a lot of people from this draft class. Jack Jones, very solid player. They don't got nothing for him, but he was a solid player when he played, but he couldn't stay out of trouble. So they shipped him off, and he hooped on for the Raiders for a little bit before he got into some stuff, and then they shipped him off. They didn't ship him off. They just plain out cut him. Pierre Strong, what did he even do? I can't even remember what Pierre Strong even did for the Patriots. Can't even remember. So that's 1, 2. I'm going to give you a pass on this because he's still on the team and he's being productive. But 3, 4. 4 out of your first 5 picks have done absolutely nothing for your team. And if you want to, we can throw in Bailey Zappi too. Bailey Zappi. You know what? I'm not even going to throw in Bailey Zappi because at least Bailey Zappi did something for the team. Was it all great? Absolutely not. It wasn't all great. He showed some flashes against some not so good teams, but at least he did something. More than what Pierre Strong and Tyquan Thornton did. Then we get to Kevin Harris. I don't even know if he's still even on the... I don't even think he's on the practice squad anymore. I think they got rid... I think he's gone too. Sam Roberts. This is just an awful class. You had how many picks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 picks. You had 10 picks, and only Marcus Jones has given you something that can say he can play in the NFL. It may not be. He may be getting cooked at corner, but at least as a return specialist, he has done something to warrant being drafted. Maybe not 85th overall, but at least he's done something to stay in the league. Marcus Jones is probably the only person out of this Patriots draft class that if they got cut by the Patriots, a team will be actually wanting to sign him. Tyquan Thornton, I think he was on the practice squad for the Chiefs. Cole Strange, I don't think he would get picked up by another team. Marcus Jones, he was traded, but I think he got cut. But he got picked up by Raiders. But then he got cut again because of attitude, because of his issues that are going on. I don't even know if Pierre Strong. I think Pierre Strong still is on the practice squad of the freaking Browns. Bailey Zappi's on the practice. I don't know if he's still on the Chiefs, but he was on the practice squad. I don't know where Kevin Harris went. Sam Roberts, I don't even know if he's still on the team. He probably might be on the practice squad, might not be on the team. I know he got cut, and I know he got cut. Marcus Jones is probably the only person that is actually active roster worthy on another NFL team. Just being honest. And it was awful. It was awful. He's the only one that's active roster worthy for the Patriots. For not even the Patriots, for an NFL team if he ever got cut by the Patriots. He's the only one that's active roster worthy. But let's go over that 2022 NFL draft and let's see who the Patriots passed on. Shall we? Okay. 29th pick. But I think the Patriots traded. Didn't the Patriots trade? Yes, they traded back. Cause they had this pick right here. They passed on Trent McDuffie. They could have picked Trent McDuffie. They could have just sat here and picked Trent McDuffie. They could have sat here and picked Tyler Smith, which I don't think he's bad. Is he the greatest offensive lineman in the world? No. But he's better than Cole Strange if you wanted an offensive lineman. Hey, look. They could have stayed at 21 and picked what? Tyler Lindenbaum. You know, the very good center for the Ravens. That could have been an offense. And just because that could have been a choice right there. Shit, even if you wanted to stay at 29, guess who was the pick after? George Kalafis. I hope I pronounced his name right. This guy right here, George. They literally picked the worst player. I wouldn't even say the worst player because this guy right here is as a player in the league. I don't think he's that good. But George Kalafis could have drafted him. Stayed at 21. Shoot, heck, I'll even take Quay Walker. Quay Walker, Tyler Smith, Tyler Lindenbaum, Devin Lloyd. So many people that we could have chosen instead of Cole Strange. But let's go to the second round. Because there's some players. But who's next? Christian Watkins we could have took at 29. I know this brother's always hurt. But he probably would have done more for the Patriots than what they would have done. And maybe if we take Christian Watson at 29, we don't go out here and take Tyquan Thornton. Heck, I would have been okay if we would have took Breece Hall at 29. Could have took Breece Hall at 29. I would have been okay with it. Took Kenneth Walker at 29. Would have been okay with it. Heck, Rondell Robinson, John Mechie, but probably could have took Christian Watkins at 29. But let's say we decided to go a different option at 29 and we didn't go wide receiver. Everybody that was picked after Tyquan Thornton traded. Right here. Look who was next. Cam Jurgens. If you didn't want to, heck, I would have been okay if you took Tyler Linderbaum at center and then drafted Cam Jurgens to go play guard. I don't care. I would not have cared. I would not have cared. Cam Jurgens, right after Taekwon. Heck, even George Pickens, who just got traded because he had attitude issues. Maybe I probably would have wanted him. Because he probably would have been spazzing out. But look what else. Trey McBride. You didn't need Trey McBride because you had Jonnu Smith and freaking Hunter Henry. So I'm okay with them not taking them. But look at the guys that could have been took. Heck, James White could have been took. Nick Pitino, I believe I think he's still. I think if he is the person that I'm thinking about on the Broncos, he's still a good player. Way better than Tyquan Thornton. I tell you that. But let's go on to the third round. Like I said, Marcus Jones is the only person that is active roster worthy that the Patriots picked. Not people right here. Let's go to everybody that's picked after him. Didn't leave Malik Willis. Thank God we didn't do that. Rashad White, solid player. This guy right here he had a hell of a season last season. Brian Robinson. Oh my gosh, like some of these guys, not the best example, but there were some solid people that was picked after Marcus Jones. But the fourth round, let's get to the fourth round. Because we had 3 picks in the fourth round, and all of them not even on the team anymore. Jack Jones, who we could have got to. Heck, Zamir White. Who else? Well, that's the only person that was picked up to the Patriots. That's actually he ain't the greatest, but he's better than what Jack Jones has done for us. Pierre Strong. Shit, heck, maybe you want to take another tight end. Jake Ferguson, Romeo Dobbs. Heck, who else? Heck, Isaiah Likely, Calvin Austin. The tight end that the Titans got, that's pretty solid. You probably didn't need them because we just signed 2 expensive behind tight ends. But heck, we ain't have a 5th rounder. I'm not going to criticize anything in the 6th round. Thank God. Oh, man, Vidarian Lowe. Oh, my God. I don't really criticize 6th or 7th round picks. But these are just crapshoots at this point. But as you can see, the amount of just bad value, that 2022 draft class was just overall bad evaluation on Bill Belichick and his staff. Just terrible evaluation. Hopefully the Patriots now with Mike Vrabel and his own staff, and with Mike Vrabel making decisions, they will do better as in evaluating talent. They did like I said. I'm already on board with what the Patriots did because they made very good progress in picking players, not only in the right spot. They pick players in the right spot, but also going, look, we're doing everything we can to help out our young going into his sophomore season quarterback. They did everything they can to put him in the best position. Do I believe they could have been more aggressive? They tried to be more aggressive. Players decided they want to take less money and stay with the team they're already with. Can't blame them for that. Maybe could they have been more aggressive trying to attack the wide receiver position? Yeah, they can. They could have, but as of right now, you gotta go with how everything else goes. But like I said, between what Bill Belichick did for Mac Jones and what Mike Vrabel is doing for Drake May, it's night and day. It's a night and day difference. But that's all I got. That's all I got to say. Hopefully you guys agree with me. If you don't agree with me, comment down below. Who do you think did more for their quarterback in their sophomore season? Bill Belichick with Mac Jones in 2022, or Mike Vrabel with Drake May for 2025? I'm pretty sure I already know what y'all guys are going to say, but I like to have the conversation. Let me know what draft, after all the picks that we went through, what players did you want in the 2022 draft that were on the board that the Patriots didn't take. But for me, I'm out. See ya next time. Peace out, y'all. Have a wonderful day. And look, we on the 2025. That's all we can do. Peace, y'all.